But the thing is, there's missing tracks at both side paths. So at the Doncaster station, there's missing tracks. So here, these were recently removed, whereas the ones near the lake were quite old. This, it says,
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rails. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
a few feet of the rails have been dismantled, took down the screws. So this is quite recent. I think that's what it's implied. But why would they bother to remove the tracks? And if they were to steal the prototype, it would be easier to get it back out of the mines. It would be a lot harder to bring it back out of the bottom of the lake, right? It wouldn't make sense to drop it inside the lake because it's a prototype that you need to work. Like if it gets rusted inside the lake, then you don't get anything. So it makes more sense to put the thing in the mines. Okay, I think I've decided. So the tracks, because the tracks at the beach. So the tracks, if the tracks at the beach don't match anything, then we might say, okay, they use the barge to transport the prototype across the beach and then take it away. But then because those tracks match these tracks, I don't think that's what it is anymore. The question is, do we keep walking around? Okay, alright. I'm going to finish this now. I'm going to finish this now. I'm going to say but wait a minute. But the guy at the train station says he was waiting for his people. Says he was waiting for his people who never arrived. Right? Robinson is a victim. They were deliberately left on board. A Mexican drowned the trap. No. It missed Doncaster. The station master was drunk and his testimony seems unreliable. He could have sent the report without witnessing the train. The Mexicans drowned the Chileans. Somebody stole the cover machine into the mines. I think it's in the mines? Actually, does this... Well, this links almost everything. This links everything except Robinson. The Chileans made the train vanish. It didn't pass Chesterfield. The mines. It cannot be sunk because it's missing rails. Although it doesn't say when they were removed. I had the train inside. Chileans stole the prototype and sealed the train underneath the collapsed mine to hide their crime. I think this is actually it. It wasn't the Mexicans, because the Mexican guy in the station said he was waiting for his people who never arrived. And so, and if they're dead, then he has to repatriate the bodies. I think this is it. Mexicans sealed in Chileans. Mexicans drowned the Chileans. Chileans stole the prototype. I think this is it. Mexicans hold no grudge. I don't remember the Mexican guy saying that he was like, the Mexican guy never said that he had anything against the Chileans. What else do I want to look at? I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. So let's see. Let's do this. Chileans stole Robinson's prototype for financial gain. Who knows what they might do next? Contact Lestrade and allow the police to inform their loud and swift justice, but perform the loud, even at the risk of international conflict. A criminal organization such as this cannot be confronted directly. It requires a delicate approach. Give Mycroft a chance to resolve the conflict, even though it might be protracted and turn to his own advantage. I would let Mycroft do it. Confirm, yes. So we're gonna check. Even though it might spoil the game for us, I'm just gonna check this anyway. I don't want to replay the game, so I'm just gonna check regardless. I think this is right. I'm not sure, but I think this is alright. So it was the Chileans who bought the mine from the Mexicans. I don't know.
And the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
The Chileans, okay. Clues found 23. Conclusion: Chileans stole the prototype. Moral choice, political game. I'm gonna check. Oh, they didn't. Really? They didn't? Wait, what? Why? Really? The Chileans didn't steal the prototype? I thought they did. But that doesn't make sense. We found all the clues. The Chileans didn't steal the prototype? Wait a minute. But the Mexican dude was just sitting in the station waiting. Why would he be waiting at the station? What did I miss? What did I miss? Conclusions. Robinson is a victim. Mexican trap. Mexicans sealed in the Chileans. So there's 3 missing nodes if I do this. If I do this, there's 1 missing node. Robinson is a victim. Mexicans drowned the Chileans. But this doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense though, because why would they blow up the mine? Oh, the Chileans bought the mine, so the Mexicans blew it up. And so the Mexicans were the only ones who didn't pay. Oh, of course. The Chileans had paid for the prototype, along with the other 3 companies. The Mexicans were the ones who never paid for the prototype. Why would they pay for it if they were going to steal it? Of course. Okay, it's not the Chileans. Damn it.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require on the product, but I.
Let us go.
I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all
Wait,
right.
what?
What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Wait, but that doesn't make sense either, because why would they drown the prototype? Wouldn't that damage the prototype?
The case is solved, and we shall be heading home. And may we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away. Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Alright, and then he tries to murder the guy. I don't know. I feel like we jumped to conclusions here. I don't feel like this was a complete case. Like the evidence didn't really, it wasn't entirely clear. But apparently this was the correct one. Apparently,
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
wait, do I have to shoot him? Do I have to quick time event? Oh, good shot, Watson. Amazing.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
That is That is the correct one. It was a carefully planned murder. The Mexicans killed the Chileans and sunk the train to hide their crime. The dam breach was played to their advantage. They used their own barges to keep the train on the run for a few seconds and then sank it in the flooded quarry. The railway tracks were removed to hide the crime. A criminal organization such as this cannot be confronted directly. I don't. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the Mexicans were the only ones who didn't pay for the prototype. And so, yeah. So it wasn't the Chileans. But why in the lake instead of in the mine? See, that part still, I still don't think that's entirely correct because, or maybe they didn't want the prototype. They just want to kill the Chileans. I guess they didn't actually want the prototype then. Wow, brutal. Hey, wow. Because look, if you drop an electricity generator in the lake, how would you recover it? It wouldn't work anymore, would it? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really. Okay, apparently this is the right answer. All right. Well, we were kind of close. We got it wrong the first time, but that's okay. The game lets you try again. Yes. People solve the case the same way, 68%. I mean, you're allowed to reconsider if you get it wrong. So I guess most people just reconsidered until they got it right. And most people made the same moral choice. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's a little iffy. It's a little iffy. I understand that the game is designed in a way to make it, you know, more puzzling. I think the problem there is that we couldn't interrogate the Mexican enough. I think realistically speaking, like if we were in the real world and there were real police involved, I would have tried to interrogate the Mexican more before I tried to come up with a decision. Like we saw him once, he walked away from us, and then we caught him and we talked to him a little bit, and he didn't really tell us anything useful. He told us a few things. So it was really that part, right? So realistically, we would find some way to interrogate the Mexican guy more and be sure about things before we come to a conclusion. Because the Mexican guy is I mean, not to racial profile him, but in this story, he really was suspicious, right? Like he's clearly suspicious. Yeah, I would have. I mean, I would have spent more time interrogating everyone involved, to be honest. Like all the station masters, like interrogate the drunk guy, and interrogate the guy at the Doncaster station, just to, because otherwise, I don't like realistically, I don't think you would make a decision there. Like you would suspect what happened, but you would leave the decision until you have more information. I think that's my opinion of that case. Anyway, Bloodbath is the next one, and it's taking a long time to load. It is taking a long time to load. Hmm. Of course, if the game lets you interrogate the Mexican guy more, then it wouldn't really then there wouldn't be like a decision for you to make. Because if you could actually interrogate or investigate him more, like the Mexican guy, like where's he from? Where does he live? Or where's he staying? And like what documents does he have? Can you like arrest him and search him to find evidence? Anyway, let's just stop talking about that.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel
Deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
He probably swallowed some poison himself to test them out. I'm going to take a break here. When we come back, we do the next mission, I guess. Let me go to main menu. I'll see you in the next video where we continue playing Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. It's a pretty good game. A bit iffy on the ending of the last case, but it's good enough. Alright, I'll see you soon.